group could go ahead and throw my slides up there, we can talk a little bit about the AIAA and its involvement in this conversation. There we go. And if you go ahead to the next slide. So I'm Michael Lembeck, and I'm an adjunct professor at the University of Illinois. Like most people that joined the AIAA, I started with the organization almost 4 decades ago, coming straight out of school. The AIAA has over 30,000 members in over 85 countries, and the group is sort of the community of practice for the aerospace industry. It provides conferences and journals to provide channels of communication, to share information related to aerospace problems. And as Ryan mentioned, 5 years ago, came to the organization with an aerospace problem, being aerospace safety caused by objects in our sky that didn't have an explanation. So Ryan, with the help of others in the organization, formed the Integration and Outreach Committee, whose charter is to improve aerospace safety by enhancing our knowledge and mitigating the barriers of stigma and technical knowledge of the UAP so that we can come to better understand the issue. What we do now is have a group of experts, a technical team that is drawn from our members. We're data-driven, we're neutral, we don't take positions or speculate. We try to get to the bottom of the issue by collecting data and understanding what's going on. We have two groups, as Ryan mentioned, our hardware factors group, headed up by physicist Rex Groves, and our human factors group, headed up by Dr. Sean Pachinki at the Ohio State University. The hardware group is what I'm going to talk mostly about today. As Ryan mentioned, ASA is collecting pilot reports from across the country, around the world, in fact. In order to corroborate those reports, we are trying to expand our ability to detect on the ground things that may be in the sky, try to characterize them, and then perhaps, most useful is by using a process of information elimination, eliminate other sources of the cause of certain observations, whether they be satellites or airplanes, balloons, and so forth, till we get down to truly anomalous situations, which we can then further investigate. Our website is there at the bottom of the page. If you have an interest in what we're doing in working with us, go visit that site. We have a lot of material there that explains the organization and things we do, particularly in the hardware factors group. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, the hardware factors group is headed by Rex. He holds meetings with our groups of physicists, senior sensor specialists, analytics experts, and other aerospace professionals to try to address this problem. Our technical competencies run the gamut from aerospace propulsion systems, sensor systems, to other things that are useful in aerospace, like radar and other optical sensors for tracking objects from the ground. Our group is principally focused on the detection, characterization, and evaluation of UAP. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the efforts that we've made to make that more widely available. Next slide, please. We have been developing in the background some multimodal detection systems that are designed to sit at the edge of the cloud and collect information that can be used to corroborate other observations that are reported into systems that we've been talking about today at the summit. Several of our members are involved with the generation of professional packages, things we have a lot of experience with the military systems that, of course, are capturing a lot of data, but generally aren't talked about for national security reasons. With a shout out to the Tedesco brothers, we saw an opportunity to try to come up with citizen science projects, things that didn't cost an arm and a leg, but provided real information about things going on in the sky that could corroborate some of these observations. AIAA also has a strong student-driven competition system where both aerospace and space projects are presented every year to undergraduates and universities around the United States. And we are now working within that group to present a competition for this coming fall, which would bring in broader academic participation in the development of the generation of sensors. So on the next slide, I'll show you some examples of things our group has been working on in we'll call it citizen science class of sensors. And it's not very difficult, really, to put some of these things together, set them up in your backyard. Several of these are in our members' backyards, including my own. The sensor systems you can buy off the shelf. Some of them are available and already integrated. Others are made from pieces and parts and software that we're developing internally. In the top left corner there, you can see a hemispherical high-res camera system that has 7 low-light cameras inside. They are able to look at the sky in high resolution, and then there are 4 Raspberry Pi processors that take the information from those cameras, do some image processing, and then pass along the resulting information to a small PC that collects the information, integrates it, and provides reports of anomalies that the system might detect. Airplanes going across the sky, meteors. Of late, we've seen a lot of aurora show up in our sensor systems. And so this system is sort of a miniature of what you might see on the Galileo project, which has more expensive infrared cameras. But again, a lot of information can still be gleaned in the optical from this kind of a system. And it all comes in for well under $1,000. So something like this can be built and put up in your backyard. In the lower left-hand side, we have an all-sky monitor. Hundreds of these have been deployed across the world, mostly for meteor tracking. They look at the night sky using an astronomical camera. Mine has been augmented with several sensors within the tube that you see below the camera system. Out in the backyard is a GPS, a 9-degree of freedom sensor that measures gravity, just general rates of the box, so I can see it buzzing when the winds come up and slow down when they decline. And then magnetometers that have in fact sensed the aurora as the magnetic field of the Earth comes down close to the ground here in the Northern Hemisphere. We've been able to see that on a regular basis over the last couple of months. Temperature, pressure, and humidity is checked, and as well as radiation. We have a radio code 103 sensor that's connected into the Raspberry Pi that's taking all of that information. And then that information is currently being stored in a Grafana database that can be reviewed over time and any anomalies that show up, such as the magnetic field stuff that I've talked about, can be observed. In the middle top, an off-the-shelf L3 Harris PVS 14 night vision goggle with a nice phosphor screen, white phosphor that gives you night vision, allows you to see satellites, birds, other objects passing overhead. Match that up with the little object just below the camera. The cylinder there has a camera, very light sensitive camera that can be attached to a computer and the data recorded off the night vision sensor. That data is passed through a neural network, a Python program that reduces the noise and just basically pulls things that are moving out of the field of view and flags them if they show nonlinear motion, so an anomaly detection, if you will. Below that, we have a typical security camera that you've all seen, a Dawei 5432. Normally, you'll see them upside down from the image you see here, where they're hanging outside a building and monitoring a parking lot or the entrance to a building. However, they have very good night vision capabilities, and so when turned upright and allowed to scan the sky, we're able to use them and zoom in on objects that may be detected or referenced in some of these other sensors. Far right in the top, a passive radar system that we've developed using a Kraken 5 SDR system with the 2 antennas there, one pointed towards a local high definition video station, and then the other pointed in the direction of targets we want to detect. And it pulls the reflected signals off that and can, from the Doppler of the moving target, determine range and rate of the thing that's in the field of view. Finally, at the bottom is a more natural effect that we're trying to measure using a plasma trail detection system. The Yagi, again, has an SDR in it that is tied into a piece of software that's available on the internet called Echoes. What Echoes does is looks for meteor trails where radio signals from a distant radio station, FM stations here, some other more powerful stations in Europe are available for this. Folks near the northern border with Canada can use actual analog TV stations very reliably. And it looks for the bounce of distant signals off the plasma trail to you sitting on the ground. And the example there on the screen shows one such burst. Next slide, please. We've developed some software for use with the pan-tilt zoom cameras. And the environmental database there on the left collects information from the all-sky camera for correlation with what's seen here. What you see on the screen in the bottom left corner there is a detection of a bird flying by. One example, we do catch a lot of birds, and you can see the chicklets on the right side showing examples of that. And I talked about a process of elimination. What can we do to eliminate more prosaic features? So in the center column there, you'll see a dome with a vector pointing to the field of view of the pan-tilt zoom at the time. And within that dome, you can see available airplanes that might be flying. Those are represented by the colored dots around the screen. Those are collected off an ADS-B and then presented on the dome. And below that is a list of the satellites that are in the field of view. Those satellites are looked at from Celestrak. They're correlated to the time that the images are being taken. And so we can instantly remove from consideration certain things that may or may not be anomalous in that field of view. Automatic recording of anomalous data is taken, and those can be reviewed later by the operator. Next slide, please. We've also developed a portable, call it an environmental sensor system. It contains a number of sensors that you just heard about in the more static packages that we've assembled on the ground. This is actually a handheld device. It's normally put inside of a plastic box, which I removed here so you can see the innards of it. Using some Adafruit equipment that's available again online. This whole package can be put together for almost under $150. It is useful for just detecting environmental anomalies if you're traveling. And on the right, I show one track. This actually comes from one of our deployments where I carried it with me to a remote site. Where the GPS actually indicated quite a different trajectory than I was walking along the ground. The area in red shows me actually walking more in a straight line and then taking a hard left, when in fact, I took a more curved route on the purple line down the screen. So this is useful for just going out in the field and looking for things that may cause different anomalies in the environment itself. Next slide. We have two major remote deployments that we're working on from within our group. Rex has his Angstrom project where he has gone down to about 50 miles north of Huntsville, Alabama, where objects are being seen, glowing orbs, if you will, coming off the ground, ascending to a couple of thousand feet, and then dissipating. Unclear if this is a natural phenomena or what exactly is happening. So Rex has deployed 3 all-sky cameras in a triangular pattern to try to assess the situation. He'll be putting point tilt zoom cameras down there along with it so he can look a little closer to the horizon with a little less distortion that is brought about by the fisheye lens and the all-sky cameras. He's also taken with him a hyperspectral package. Hyperspectral package is very useful in determining precisely what sort of electromagnetic information is being either generated or reflected off an object by creating hundreds of channels within the visual and near visual range. That information allows us to determine whether or not it might be artificial light, whether it's natural in nature, and with the information content given by those frequencies, you can learn a lot about the object that you're studying. In the visible and the near infrared, he also has a Sony camera. You can see these camera packages mounted on the tripod in the center below the terrain graphic there. And then an ADS-B, again, to eliminate airplanes that may come into the field of view. We're able to just subtract that out from the background and determine what we're looking at. So Rex has been on site there, I think, for about 6 months, has captured a lot of information, and is in the process of continuing to go back and look at what's going on there. Unfortunately, the cold in Alabama has a bad effect on batteries, and so for the last month or so, a lot of the site has been down as the batteries need to be warmed up and recharged, and he'll be heading back there soon to continue to collect data there. Our next deployment is going to occur at Mount Rainier up in Washington State. We have heard anecdotally that there are a lot of sightings in that area, both from the indigenous peoples that live in that area and others flying around there. So once again, the ADS-B will be put into place to make sure we're not just seeing things late at night that are normally visible in the sky. We will put a pan tilt zoom camera there so that we can monitor the Rainier area. Again, with the software I showed previously, monitoring that for normal and anomalous conditions. And then an all sky camera, again, just to kind of provide context for the things that we're seeing. And we hope to have that operational later this spring. Next slide. Finally, one of our hardware factors, I'll call him a genius, Bill DePaula. You may have seen one of his devices, a UAP detector that's available on Amazon. The little white device there at the center top of the screen. Bill is now in the process of developing an even more capable device. Mine just showed up today. I'm going to be one of his beta testers, and it provides a lot of information about the environment that is useful for detecting things happening in the background. So it'll have the magnetic sensors that we talked about. It'll also be looking in RF in the 1.6 and 10 gigahertz regions to assess any sort of emanations that might be happening in the area. Earlier today, I heard us talk about whether or not sounds are being generated. So Bill has incorporated an ultrasonic and an infrasonic detector in the device to listen for the ranges that we cannot hear, but his device will be able to detect that. He has at the top of the box a gamma ray sensor that can look outward and detect any sort of emanations in that part of the electric field, as well as an electric field sensor. So if you have this box, I'm sure you'll detect a lot of lightning, but on a clear day, any other anomalous sort of emanations might also be detectable. He has a laser rangefinder that will be useful for determining if there's any time dilation going on, a UV sensor, and that box is pretty complete. It's all about the size of a quarter of a shoebox. The box I just received in the mail is, and we'll be providing some information to Bill so he can fine tune it and then make that available for sale for folks that want to put this all together. Next slide, please. So certainly appreciate the hosts today putting this together, allowing us to talk about what the IAA is doing. How all this ties together with pilot reporting is that we hope to take these sort of end of cloud devices, connect them into a database so that when a pilot reports something to Ryan's ASA group, we can go back to that region. We can look for any anomalies in the environment. We can assess the weather. We can assess other things that might be happening in the electromagnetic field, both natural and non-natural occurrences. And with that, we might get one step closer to understanding what some of these anomalies are. And having an organization like ALAA behind it means that we're doing this with rigor, and hopefully that information will forward this conversation in the near future. So thank you for listening, and go back to Adam for any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Lembeck. Thank you, Ryan, for your great presentations. We have a lot of questions and about 15 minutes. So Dr. Lembeck, this first one's for you. Just having come off the Science Citizen tools, can you talk to the operational readiness of these tools? Have they been used out in the field? Have they captured anything unknown? Are they suitable for the urban environment? Um, can you mount them on general aviation aircraft? Things like that.
Yeah, those are all good questions. Some of them, obviously, the larger cameras probably would not fit on a general aviation aircraft, but GoPros would be more appropriate for that. There's no reason something like a GoPro could be attached to a Raspberry Pi, and the Pi could be given some intelligence, if you will, through some of the neural network software we're developing. Generally, maturity of the equipment we have here is in alpha and beta testing. We hope to make this open source and available online for folks to go out, take our parts lists and software, and what would be really good and useful is if folks can expand on it to provide additional capabilities within the software that we're building. But I would hope by this fall we would have things available this summer, even perhaps online, where people could go out, build their own all-sky cameras, connect the pan-tilt zooms to our software, and in the environmental gathering information as well.